is up and good for University for the early 2-0 lead. Now University with a full court press. Tate Kimball trying to get the ball out, and it gets knocked away, but it's going to be taken by Eric Kimball, but he is rolled on by Daniel Bueller. They didn't call a foul. They called it off of Fort Morgan, out of bounds. Okay. Hard to control the ball when you're being rolled on. Anyway, Ortiz into Bueller out high about the jump circle. Gets it over now to Ortiz way out high. Guarded by Tate Kimball. Man-to-man here for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Now we're back over to Bueller. Underneath to Larson. Larson's shot is up and good. Guarded closely there by Joey Snyder. Fort Morgan having a tough time getting the ball across court. Now they finally do. To Tony Swetzik, to Anderson in the corner. Now to Joey Schneider. His little layup from the right side is good. So 2 points for Joey Snyder. 4-2 in favor of University with 6:25 to go in the first period. Fort Morgan now with their full court defense. There's going to be a foul called against Wes Anderson once the ball gets up into the front court. So that'll be number 1 on Anderson. First foul of the game for either team. So now Ortiz with the ball. Goes down the right side, pulls it up at the left wing. Larson give and go into Ortiz. Little layup there, good for Ortiz. So 6-2 in favor of University. Kimball now to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik to Wes Anderson. His shot is up and no good. Now they're going to call a jump ball, so that should be possession arrow to Fort Morgan. Those little ones are the ones you've got to make. You can't leave those on the floor like that. So Tony Swetzik from left of their basket into Kimball. Now to Tony Swetzik for a three. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Swetzik on a three. So that makes it 6-5 now in favor of University with 5:42 to go in the first period. Nathan Drake gets the ball down court. His pass does get into Kramer. Now Kramer back out to Drake. Drake to Bueller out high, being guarded by Eric Kimball. Now he picks up his dribble. Now to Larson. That tried to be a give and go. Now it's going to be stolen by Joey Snyder. Nice steal there by Snyder. Tate Kimball is going to have it. Going to be a foul call. Looked like it was going to be a steal, but it is a foul on number 3, and that is going to be Ortiz. So that's the first foul against the University Bulldogs. Ball into Tate Kimball. Kimball down into the free throw line. Now Eric Kimball from a three from the left wing is off the rim and no good. And they're going to call Joey Snyder over the back on the foul. So that will be 2 fouls now on Fort Morgan. TJ Bauer comes in. Henry Weimer comes in. Tate Kimball out. I'm going to get somebody else. Joey Schneider comes out too for the Mustangs. So now Fort Morgan's going to back off on their full court defense. Now we have Cole Roche coming in for Andrew Larson for University.
If Swetzik gets hot, he shoots 36% for three-point range. And so if he keeps that average up, it would be a good night for him.
Yeah. Still 6-5. 5 minutes to go in the first period. University in the lead. Underneath now to Kramer. Kramer tries to go up with it, but his shot is no good. Rebounded to Wes Anderson. Up to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik to the corner to TJ Bauer. Bauer drives it. Oh, he thought he was going to go up with it. Now Eric Kimball from the left three-point side and no good. Rebounded to Bueller. Now Bueller off to Roche. Roche in the corner to Ortiz. Ortiz drives it down the lane and no good. Taken by Wes Anderson. Now there's going to be a foul in the backcourt. I believe that is going to be on number 3, Ortiz. So that'll be 2 quick fouls on Ortiz. Now University brings in Conlon McCleve, a 5'10 sophomore. Tony Swetzik up across half court. Off to T.J. Bauer on the left wing. Now over to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball pulls up his into Wes Anderson. His shot is up and no good. Rebounded to Wes Anderson. A couple little gimmies there underneath that the Mustangs can't go down. Now T.J. Bauer with a little runner off the left side, no good. Knocked out of bounds off of the University Bulldogs. So Fort Morgan to take the ball under their basket, to the right of their basket. Tony Swetzik looks to get it in. Gets it into T.J. Bauer. Bauer holds it. Now gets it back to Tony. Tony with a little jumper from the free throw circle, up and no good. Rebounded to Wes Anderson. Now back out to Swetzik. Anderson with a little hook, left hook, no good. Rebounded to University, to McCleve. University still up 6-5 with 3:39 to go. Bueller now back over to Kramer. Kramer back to Bueller. Working the ball out around the perimeter. Bueller picks up his dribble now into Roche. Roche, oh, nice block and control there by Eric Kimball. Fort Morgan with the ball now. Tony Swetzik. They're going to call for a turnover, called a carry. So Joey Schneider and Tate Kimball come in. Tony Swetzik and Wes Anderson come out for the Mustangs. Still 6-5 in favor of University.
Mustangs playing some good defense right now.
University is trying that give and go, and Fort Morgan has collapsed on that pretty good so far early in the game. Now Drake with it, picks up his dribble out to Bueller. Bueller out around the perimeter, guarded by T.J. Bauer. Bauer now over to Kramer. Into the corner to Bueller. Bueller back to Kramer. Kramer gets it out to Drake, out high. Now over to McCleve. Left high wing. Now back to Kramer, just kind of working for a shot here for University. Bueller being guarded by TJ. Almost stolen by Schneider. Into the corner for McCleve, and his three is no good. Rebounded to Eric Kimball. Nice lead pass to TJ Bauer. Bauer's shot up and good on the little runner there. So Fort Morgan now in the lead, 7-6, after that little runner there by TJ. So University setting up their offense again. McCleve holds it up way high on the right side. Now back out to Roche. Roche to Bueller. Bueller holds it. That little jumper from the left side by Kramer, and that is going to be good for Kramer. So 4 points on the night for Kramer. University back up 8-7 with 1:47 to go. Back over to Schneider. Schneider to T.J. Bauer. Bauer to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball with a little jump shot up and good from the right side. So Eric Kimball's first 2 points of the game. Bueller out high. Gets it over to McCleve. Way out high. Trying to look underneath. Now over on the right side to Bueller. Underneath to Roche. His shot hits the bottom of the rim and no good. Rebounded to Joey Schneider. Now Tate Kimball with it across half court. Gets it out to Eric Kimball on the three-point line. He drives it into the lane. His little runner is going to be up and no good. Rebounded to Kramer for University. With 1:05 to go in the first period. Mustangs up 9-8. Shot no good by McCleve. Rebounded by Joey Schneider. So Tate Kimball goes down the lane. It's back out to T.J. Bauer for a three from the right side, and that's good for T.J. Bauer.
Nice shot.
5 points for T.J. Mustangs up 12-8 with 40 seconds to go in the first period. Bueller gets the ball up across half court, being guarded by T.J. Nice defense by T.J. Bauer. Now passes over on the right side to McCleve. McCleve back to Bueller. They may be trying to hold it here for the last shot with 19 seconds to go in the first period. Almost taken by Schneider, but from Roche. It is taken away by Eric Kimball with 13 seconds to go. Eric Kimball with the control of the ball back to Joey Schneider. Schneider to Kimball. With 5 seconds to go, Kimball with a shot from the free throw line, no good. Rebounded by University. And that's the way the first period will come to an end. Fort Morgan 12, University 8. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, where the Fort Morgan Mustangs lead 12-8. This is Brian Nickel with Bob Richardson. For the start of the second quarter, Fort Morgan up 12-8. University with possession of the ball. They do bring it up across half court, and that is Carson Cox that has the ball. Now over to Drake, back to Cox, over to McCleve. McCleve clear across court to Drake. Now underneath to Larson. Larson back out to Drake for a three. That is off the rim and no good. Let's see who they... It's out of bounds. They're not...
I haven't seen a direction yet.
I guess they're going to give it to University. I think it might have been Joey Schneider that knocked that out. 7:36 to go in the second period. McCleve out to Cox, over to Drake, and now down low to Roche. He goes into the lane, drives into the lane. I'm going to call a push foul in the lane on Henry Weimer. So that'll be Weimer's first, third team foul for the Mustangs. They have 3, University with 2 team fouls. So University inbounds under their basket. They do get it into Larson. Now Larson out to Drake out on the right side. High now to McCleve. Into Larson at the free throw line, and his shot is going to be up and good. So 12-10 now for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. 7:05 to go in the second period. Knocked out of bounds by Larson of University. So Fort Morgan 2 inbounds from in front of the University bench. Now there's going to be a call on the inbounds play, a foul on number 10, and that is Larson, his first. Could have been his second. There was a pretty good foul there on the play before that, but they let that one go. So Wes Anderson to inbounds in front of University's bench. Now get it into Tony Swetzig. Swetzig drives over to the left. 3-point now back out to Eric Kimball. Wes Anderson out high. They tried to get it underneath, but that's going to be stolen by Roche. Now Roche to Cox. Now there's going to be a foul on Tony Swetzig. Be his first, team foul 4 for the Mustangs.
He's anticipating the drive and kind of gave him a body check, and he didn't drive. He just kind of knocked him out of bounds, so that's a pretty good call.
Yeah. So University inbounds left of their basket into Bueller. Then they get it around to McCleve. They try to get it underneath. Now Roche from the left baseline. Shot is short. Taken by Eric Kimball to Tony Swetzig. Tony, they're going to call a double dribble on Tony. So University, Kramer comes back in for Roche. Kate Kimball comes in for Tony Swetzig. 12-10 in favor of the Fort Morgan Mustangs. 6:28 to go in the second period. University with the ball up court. Drake to Bueller. Bueller back to Drake. Back to Bueller out high. Just kind of working around. Now they find somebody on the left baseline is Larson. They try to get it into him now into the corner. And shot is up and good by Nathan Drake. So his first 2 points of the game, I believe he's their leading scorer. Only 8.5 points a game. Now Eric Kimball for a 3. That's off the rim and no good. And rebounded, saved by Wes Anderson, but to University. So scores all tied up here at 12. And now Larson for a 3, and that's good for University. Fort Morgan now gets the ball up court to Joey Schneider, and Schneider ends up losing it to University. Sloppy play here by the Mustangs. They're behind now 15-12 with 5:21 to go in the second period. Nathan Drake over to Bueller. Bueller to Larson in the corner, back to Bueller, over to McCleve, now underneath to Larson. Left baseline, now he gets it back over to Bueller. Now a little jump shot from the right baseline by Larson is good. So it looks like the Fort Morgan Mustangs are going to call a timeout here. This Fort Morgan timeout is brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will professionally fit you into the car or truck of your choice, serving all of Northeast Colorado. Ehrlich Toyota East. So right now, Fort Morgan finds themselves down 17-12 with 4:59 to go.
Sloppy play for the Mustangs right now. They need to settle down. The turnovers are starting to add. They need to get it back under control and control the pace of this game. They're letting University control it right now. And that's not what the Mustangs need right now.
So Tolawalio comes in. TJ Bauer, Joy Schneider, Wes Anderson, and Tate Kimball into the game for the Mustangs. Wes Anderson over to Joy Schneider in the corner. Now cross court over to Walio in the left corner. Back out to TJ out high. Tate Kimball on the right wing. Wes Anderson at the free throw line. Wes Anderson needs to drive it. He does. His shot is up and blocked. They're going to call a foul. Shoot two. State Farm Insurance. That's the State Farm Insurance office of Greg Mullen in Brush. Help you find the policy to fit your life. Home, auto, life, health. State Farm Insurance is here for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call today, 842-4555. First shot is up and good for Anderson. Next one is also good, so 2 points on the night for Anderson. Mustangs down 17-14, 4:33 to go in the second period. With Bueller gets it to Larson. Larson tries to drive. Now he's going to be double teamed in the corner. And that's going to be off of Larson. Nice double team there by the Mustangs over on the far side. Now Joey Snyder to inbounds to Tate Kimball. Tate Kimball brings it down. Gets it to Wes Anderson in the free throw line. Then it's going to be knocked away from Joey Schneider in the corner. So Mustangs to inbounds from the baseline, left baseline. Tolawalio to get it in. And they end up throwing it away on the inbounds play. And there's going to be a layup here by Bueller. And it is up and good for Bueller for 2 points. So 19-14 in favor of University. 3:59 to go. Wes Anderson with the ball right wing. And they're going to call a foul on the drive. I believe that is on number 21. That is going to be Drake. That will be 2 on Drake. 5 team fouls on University. Now Cox comes in.
Drake goes down, sits down, pulling with the 2 fouls.
So ball inbound. That's going to be lost again by the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Up court is the University Bulldogs. Larson off to McCleve. McCleve being guarded by Walio. Now over to Cox. Cox with a jump stop at the free throw line. He gets it to Bueller. And they're going to call a foul on TJ Bauer. That will be Bauer's first. So 5 team fouls apiece for each team. So University to inbounds far side with McCleve. You get it into Bueller out at the half-court line, being guarded by TJ Bauer. Goes into the lane, shot up, and finally bounces in for Bueller. So 4 points on the night for Bueller. Joy Schneider to Tate Kimball. Kimball gets it across half-court line back to Schneider. Schneider to Walio. Bounce pass to Joy Schneider. TJ Bauer, the 3 from the corner, up and no good. Rebounded by Wes Anderson, and that putback is good by Anderson. First basket of the game for Wes Anderson. He has 4 on the night. Fort Morgan down 5, 21-16 with 2:51 to go in the second period. Ball to Cox. Cox is a little runner, up and good. So 2 on the night for Cox. Fort Morgan, we're going to say that TJ stepped out of bounds. Another turnover by the Mustangs. So Eric Kimball in, Tolawalio comes out. Tony Swetzik in. So the original starting 5 for the Mustangs back in the game. Bueller being guarded over and back. Nice defense there by Tony Swetzik to force that turnover. Fort Morgan down 23-16. Get the ball into Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik back to Kimball. Kimball at the free throw line, back to Joey Schneider. Tate Kimball down the left baseline, now into Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson, little left-handed shot is up and good. So 23-18, Fort Morgan down 5 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Bueller drives down the right sideline, pulls it up and gives it to McCleave. McCleave out to Cox. Cox being guarded by Eric Kimball, now into the corner to DeVore. DeVore's shot is up and doesn't even catch the rim. Rebounded to Wes Anderson. Anderson off to Tate Kimball. Kimball to Eric Kimball. Now underneath to Joey Schneider, and there's going to be a hold foul underneath the basket.
You're going to call that on McCleave.
Yeah, correct. That is his first. So Tony Swetzik to inbounds right of their basket. Kramer back into the game for the University Bulldogs. Now Kimball with it. Tony Swetzik on a 3 from the corner. No good. Rebounded to Joey Schneider. His little put back is good for Schneider. The 4 points on the night for Schneider. Fort Morgan down 23-20. Little runner up and no good by Cox. Rebounded by Wes Anderson. Now to Joey Schneider to take Kimball. Kimball cross court to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball to Tate Kimball on the right side. Kimball's little runner is up and no good. Rebounded to Wes Anderson, and his little hook was no good. Rebounded to Tony Swetzik, and Swetzik is there for the foul. So now Fort Morgan down 1. We're under a minute to go here in the second period. 23-22 in favor of University. University working around the perimeter, back out to Bueller, out by the jump circle, being guarded by Tony Swetzik. Now he picks up his dribble. Nice defense here by the Mustangs. Now back to Cox. They're going to call Eric Kimball for a foul, and that will be his first. 34.3 seconds to go in the first half. Fort Morgan down 23-22 to the University Bulldogs. So Drake gets it into McCleave. McCleave tries to drive the lane, does a little jump shot up, and that goes in for McCleave, his first 2 of the night. Joey Schneider into Tate Kimball, 22 seconds to go. Back to Joey Schneider. Now down to Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson drives the lane. His little left-handed shot is up and no good. Rebounded to University with 11 seconds to go. Now back out to McCleave. Now Bueller for a 3 from the left. That is off the back of the rim and no good. Rebounded to Tate Kimball. Now they're going to have a foul called. Nice foul. Nice call there by the ref.
0.1 on the clock.
So Tate will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. So they can pull to within 1 here if Tate can hit a couple of free throws. He stands at the line in 2 Bulldogs, 1 on each side of the lane. 0.1 second to go here in the first half. Tate Kimball's first free throw is up and good. So he will earn another one. 25-23 University. Tate Kimball with his second shot is up and also good. So University inbound. So at the end of the first half, the Fort Morgan Mustangs find themselves down 1 point to the University Bulldogs, 25-24. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, with the start of the second half, the Fort Morgan Mustangs find themselves down 25-24. And as a reminder, to receive scoring updates at the end of each quarter, follow us at Twitter at B106 and turn on mobile notifications. So the Fort Morgan Mustangs need to control their turnovers here a little bit better in the second half, see if they can handle this press that University is putting on. The starting lineup the second half for the Fort Morgan Mustangs is Tony Swetzik, Tate Kimball, Joey Schneider, Eric Kimball, and Wes Anderson. The Fort Morgan with possession of the ball start off the second half of the game. Tate Kimball brings across half court, gets it out to Tony Swetzik, high right wing, drives it to the free throw line, and immediately turns it over. As a pass to Eric Kimball went out of bounds. So University brings the ball up court, gets it to Bueller. And Bueller to Kramer. Kramer out to the right to Drake. Now to Larson. Larson throws it to the corner, but nobody is there. Nathan Drake had left the area and ball went out of bounds, so a turnover to the Mustangs, and then Tate Kimball walks with the ball in the back court. So turnover by the Mustangs right back to University. So Ortiz to inbounds from the far sideline. Gets it into Bueller. Bueller out high, being guarded by Eric Kimball. Now he starts his dribble. Picks up his dribble, being guarded by Eric Kimball. Nice job there by Kimball. Hands off to Kramer. Kramer out high. Now picks up his dribble. Nice defense here by the Mustangs. Back to Ortiz. Ortiz drives it down the lane. Jump stop, gets it out to the three, and that is going to be a miss by Kramer. Rebounded to Wes Anderson to Tate Kimball to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik to Eric Kimball. Now to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik's shot is up and good. So the first 2 points of the second half belong to the Mustangs. They go up 26-25. They're going to call a foul on the drive of Ortiz. And that foul is going to go on 20. Tate Kimball, that will be his first. So that was before the shot. So inbounds from the right of their basket. Inbounds to Andrew Larson, and that shot is up and good for a two. That puts them up 27-26. Now Eric Kimball over into the corner to Tate Kimball. Kimball for a three, and that is off the rim and no good. Rebounded to Wes Anderson. His shot up and no good. Rebounded to Anderson again. His shot up and blocked, but it was off of University and out of bounds. So Fort Morgan to inbounds from the right of their basket. University up 27-26 with 6:17 to go in the third period. Now Tony Swetzik for a three from the left wing, no good. Rebounded to Schneider. Now back out to Tony Swetzik for a two, and he was knocked down. That's going to be a foul on Ortiz. That will be three on him.
Ortiz playing real aggressive right now, going after the ball.
So Tony Swetzik will go to the line to shoot two. Premier Farm Credit is still the lender of choice for America's farmers and ranchers. They understand and are passionate about agriculture and are dedicated to serving America in good times and bad. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending. First shot by Tony is no good. Second shot is good. So that ties it up at 27 with 6 minutes to go in the third period. Bueller with it now to Matthew Dietrich. Dietrich back out to Bueller, and that's going to be good for a three for Bueller. So 30-27 for University. Now to Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson he goes down. It's a turnover by the Mustangs back to University. So Dietrich with the ball, and he gets it over into the corner to Larson. Larson's going to be taken away by Eric Kimball in the corner. Now to Joey Schneider. Schneider to Wes Anderson. He was knocked down, but helped up by Bueller. That will be Bueller's first. Second team foul on University here in the second half. One so far on the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Mustangs down 30-27. 5:27 to go in the third period. Tate Kimball being double teamed out at the half-court line now to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik to Anderson. Anderson to Eric Kimball underneath. Nice little left-handed shot there by Eric Kimball. So 4 points on the night for Kimball. Mustangs down 1, 30-29 with 5 minutes to go in the third period. Now Bueller gets it to Kramer. Kramer into the lane. His shot is going to be up and no good, but he is going to be fouled by Wes Anderson. And that will be 2 on Anderson. So Kramer will go to the line to shoot 2. MMI International. Before your next mixer or feeder truck purchase, compare the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service. They continually outperform our competitors, hands down. Call them at 842-5161. That first shot is good. Henry Weimer and T.J. Bauer come in for Wes Anderson and Tate Kimball. Valley View Villa. Look to the team at Aspen Rehabilitation inside Valley View Villa for your sports rehab, short-term or long-term care needs. Stop by 815 Fremont or call them today, 867-8261. Second shot also up and good. Now, University making a couple of substitutions. T.J. Bauer gets it up across half court. Gets it to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik down the right lane. He's going to stop and shoot off the front of the rim and no good. Rebounded to Bueller. Taken away by Eric Kimball to T.J. Schneider. Schneider, no bounce pass under the knee to Joey Schneider. Nice little shot there by Schneider right at the basket. Fort Morgan down 1 again, 32-31 with 4:26 to go in the third period. Bueller is going to be called for a travel on the stop just right at the lane. Looks like Tate Kimball getting ready to come back in. And he will replace Tony Swetzik. So Joey Schneider to inbounds from in front of the University bench. Tate Kimball with it. Now to Joey Schneider. Schneider going to end up throwing the ball away. So University to inbounds in front of the stands on the far side. They do get it in. 32-31 with 4:05 to go in the third period. Now Roche with the ball. His little shot's going to be blocked by Henry Weimer, but he gets it back. Now underneath to off of Casey Kramer of University. Nice defense there underneath by Eric Kimball.
That was a good block shot by Weimer.
So this is the first action, I believe, this year so far for Ray O'Connor coming back from a sprained ankle. Now to T.J. Schneider. T.J. Bauer, for a little layup from the left side. Nice shot there. So Fort Morgan Mustangs take the lead again, 33-32 with 3:42 to go in the third period. Eric Kimball with some nice tight defense. Roche with the ball out high. Now over to Dietrich. Underneath to Kramer, I believe. Taken by Fort Morgan, and they're going to call a foul on University. That'll be on number 32, I believe, and that will be Carson Cox. I have him for 1. So Fort Morgan inbounds, gets across half court. Now over to T.J. Bauer. Tate Kimball. Eric Kimball on the right wing. Now to Ray O'Connor in the block there. He passes it back out. Tate Kimball, T.J. Bauer. Henry Weimer, his shot is going to be blocked. There's going to be a foul. Let's see if they call that on Ray. Yes, they do. Ray O'Connor with his first foul. tonight. Tolawalio comes in. Eric Kimball to set. Fort Morgan still leads 33-32 with 3:10 to go in the third period.
Looks like both schools going with a small lineup. Give some of their starters a breather right now.
So now Dietrich with the ball against Tate Kimball. Gets it off to Drake. Now back to Cox. Cox gets it back in the corner. His little drive is going to be up and falls in. So Cox with 4 points on the night. Tate Kimball, another back to the full court press here by University. Fort Morgan gets it across. Now it's going to be taken away by University. They get it down court, and that's going to be to Jack DeVore. Gets it back out to Larson for a three, and that is good for Larson. So that's 2 threes on the night for Larson. So University up now by 4, 37-33. Wes Anderson, Eric Kimball, Joey Schneider, and Tony Swetzik back into the game. So Array comes out, Weimer comes out, Tolawalio and TJ Bauer come out. So University still with their full court press. Joey Schneider gets it into Tate, now back over to Joey Schneider. Schneider to Tony Swetzik. Back out to Eric Kimball. Wes Anderson back to Kimball. Kimball slows it down for a second. Drives it down the right side. He takes it all the way to the basket. This shot is going to be up and no good, but they're going to call a foul on the drive, on the shot. On DeVore. B&B Appliance carries a full line of in-stock and ready-to-be delivered Whirlpool appliances. With the world moving towards more green energy, it's time for you to recycle the old and get in with the new. New appliances, that is, at B&B Appliance. Second shot by Kimball, also good. Ball is tipped, now be taken by Schneider. Back for the Mustangs. Eric Kimball, cross-court to Tate Kimball. Tate Kimball back to Eric. Tony Swetzik, Schneider. Now the ball is going to be lost underneath. 37-35 in favor of University with 1:37 to go in the third period. Shot up and blocked by Kimball. Now layup here by Tony Swetzik is up and good. 5 points, 10 points on the night so far for Tony Swetzik. Tied the game up here at 37 with 1:15 to go. Now Fort Morgan with a little bit of pressure defense themselves. Cox brings it back out to the top of the three-point circle. Now hands it off to DeVore. Now it's going to be at Fort Morgan High School with Bob Richardson. This is Brian Nickel, where the Fort Morgan Mustangs are up 41-37 to start the fourth and final period here of the game here tonight. University to inbounds far side.
See if the Mustangs can pick up where they left off from the third period here.
So now Larson, little shot up and under, and that is going to be no good, but I believe they're going to call Joey Schneider for the foul on the shot. So Larson will go to the line to shoot two.
That was the second foul on Joey Schneider.
That shot is no good by Larson. Ackley Building Center, your one-stop center for home improvement projects. Ackley Building Center, located at 1402 Mill Street in Brush, is your one-stop shop for flooring, paint, tools, appliances, and more. Second shot is good for Larson. Now to Wes Anderson. Cross court to TJ Bauer. His little jumper is up and no good. Rebounded to Wes Anderson, though. Wes Anderson goes up with a left hand that passes out and is going to be out of bounds off of Fort Morgan. So Fort Morgan up 3, 41-38 with 7:29 to go in period 4. Now with Ortiz, gets it out to Larson, then underneath shot is up and no good. They're going to call a jump ball underneath. So possession to Fort Morgan. So Tate Kimball and Henry Weimer come in for the Mustangs. Eric Kimball and Joey Schneider take a seat. So we'll see if the Mustangs can improve on this lead here a little bit. TJ Bauer gets it into Tate Kimball. Schneider back over to Tate. Tate underneath to Henry Weimer. Weimer is going to be tipped out, and it's off of University, so Fort Morgan will retain possession. 7:05 to go in the fourth period. Fort Morgan up 41-38. Get it into Tate Kimball, back court. Now it's into Joey Schneider, underneath to Henry Weimer, off of University. So Fort Morgan to inbounds. We need somebody for Fort Morgan to inbounds here. Comes TJ Bauer to inbounds. Need to get it in. Get it into Wes Anderson. Anderson to Tate Kimball. Kimball to Tony Swetzik. Swetzik drives down the lane. His little shot is up and no good. They're going to call a push on number 11, and that is Kramer. That will be his first. And it looks like Tony will go to the line to shoot two. Central Auto Parts. You want your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape, so make sure and take care of them. Purchase the best quality parts and accessories at great prices at your local Napa store. Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. So the first shot was up and good. The second one no good for Tony. Fort Morgan up 4, 42-38. 6:43 to go in the fourth period. University now drives it down the lane. Ortiz, his pass over to Larson, and Larson's shot is up and no good. Now a little pass down to Tony Swetzik. A little fast break there worked well for the Mustangs on the breakaway. So Swetzik with the 2 points for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. So University will call a timeout. So I think we'll take one with them. It's just a 30-second timeout. 44-38 in favor of Fort Morgan on B106 and B106.com. Larson in the lane. That's when the shot is going to be no good. Rebounded to Joey Schneider. Gets it out to Tate Kimball. Tate Kimball out to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball drives the lane. Gets it underneath to Wes Anderson. His little left-handed shot is up and good for Anderson. His first two of the second half. 39-37. Fort Morgan with 40 seconds to go in the third period. So Fort Morgan picking up some full court defense here. Now the ball is going to be stolen by Wes Anderson. That's going to be given back to Wes Anderson. Anderson goes to the lane and no good. His shot is, he does get his own rebound. Keeps fighting into the corner. Now Eric Kimball for a three from the right corner, and it right wing up and no good, but Wes Anderson with a cleanup underneath. That left-handed shot is a nice little shot there for Anderson with 8 seconds to go. Fort Morgan up 41-37. Nice defense here by the Fort Morgan Mustangs here at the end of the third period with 1 second. A long shot if it goes, it'll be good. But at the end of the third period, the Fort Morgan Mustangs are up 41-37 over University. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, University with the ball inbounds, being guarded heavily in the back court, taken away by Eric Kimball. Still in the back court. So nice steal there by the Mustangs. Henry Weimer going to drive it into the basket. His shot is up and blocked. University rebounds. That is to Bueller. Now Bueller to Kramer. Larson pulls it out. Now back to Kramer, and his three is no good. Rebounded by TJ Bauer. Bauer pushes it up court, gets across half court. Gets to Tony Swetzik. Tony Swetzik drives down the left lane. Now Tate Kimball to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball drives down the lane. TJ Bauer from the right side. The three is up and no good. Fort Morgan still up 44-38. 5:29 to go in the fourth period. Bueller with the ball, now passes out to Drake. Drake back to Bueller. Bueller holds it out high. Now they get it to Larson. Now a shot from the right left wing, and that is good by Nathan Drake for a 3. So University calls another timeout. So University now pulls to within 3, 44-41. So we're going to take a full timeout here with the game here. Fort Morgan leading 44-41 on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, the Fort Morgan Mustangs ahead 44-41 with 5 minutes to go in the fourth period. Tony Swetzik for a 3, and good for Tony Swetzik. Puts the Mustangs up 47-41. Nice shot there by Tony. Now a long pass down court is going to be taken away by Wes Anderson. Cross court back over to Joey Schneider. Joey Schneider to Swetzik. Swetzik to Eric Kimball. Kimball out high now into Wes Anderson in the lane. His little shot is up and good, but they're going to call traveling on Wes Anderson. So another turnover by the Mustangs. Mustangs up 6, 47-41. Now they're going to put on their own, continue their full court press. Bueller over to Ortiz, back to Bueller. Up court, and it's going to be off of University. It was deflected by Eric Kimball, and then deflected out of bounds off of Casey Kramer. So nice defense there by the Mustangs. Nice hustle by Eric Kimball. Now they get it in court to Eric Kimball. His little right runner is up and no good. Rebounded to Wes Anderson, but his little left-handed layup is good for Anderson. So 12 points on the night for Anderson. Up 49-41 with 4:10 to go. Kramer to Bueller. Bueller now over to Ortiz. Ortiz drives the left lane. He tries to get it underneath to Larson. Larson's shot is going to be blocked, but they're going to call a foul. They're going to call that on Eric Kimball. That will be 2 on Eric. So Larson will go to the line to shoot 2. Stubbs Gas and Oil. If you're tired of the same old lunch and dinner menu, switch it up and pick up something new from the hot and cold deli selection at Stubbs Gas and Oil. Find great food at low prices at Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. First shot was good for Larson. Second shot coming up, and it is off the front of the rim and no good. Rebounded to Joey Schneider. Schneider to Swetzik. Swetzik gets it up court to Tate Kimball. Now to Joey Schneider over in the corner to Eric Kimball underneath, but off of the foot of Wes Anderson. Not a good pass there by Kimball. Fort Morgan up 7 with 3:50 to go, 49-42. Ball in back court to the University Bulldogs. Kramer back to Bueller. Bueller down the right side, down to the, now passes it out to Ortiz. Back into the corner to Larson for a 3, and that is no good, but rebounded to Kramer, and his shot is up and good. So a 30-second timeout here going to be taken by University. Fort Morgan leading 49-44. So right now the Fort Morgan Mustangs pressure defense here seems to be helping somewhat.
Yeah, they went to a full court press. It seems like the Bulldogs, University Bulldogs, have kind of backed off their full court press. They're kind of doing like a half court press, picking them up a little over half court. It seems to be working for the Mustangs. Hopefully they just keep rotating in, get some fresh legs in there, and keep the turnovers down. They seem to be doing pretty good here in the fourth period. In the turnovers. The turnovers that they're getting are contested kind of throws at players, throw-ins and stuff. So hopefully the Mustangs could just, with 3:32 left, could pull it out.
Fort Morgan with the ball inbounds. Tate Kimball gets across half court and then immediately throws it away. Ball back to Drake. Now Ortiz out high. Ortiz keeps the dribble alive. Gets it over to Bueller out on the left wing. Back up to Drake, out high, back to Bueller, left wing. Keeps the dribble alive. 3 minutes to go here in the contest. Ortiz takes down the left side. Now gets it to Kramer. Kramer back to Ortiz. Ortiz, little runner up and no good, gets his own rebound. Now out to the corner to Drake for a three, and that is going to be good for Drake. So 2 threes here in the fourth period for Drake. Now to Joey Schneider. Fort Morgan up 49-47. Tony Swetzik for a three. Off the rim and no good. And that's going to be out of bounds off of Fort Morgan. University inbounds to the right, left of the Fort Morgan basket. Now Fort Morgan is back off of the full court press with 2:27 to go. Fort Morgan up 49-47. Ball out on the high wing to Drake. Now Drake to Kramer. Now a three is good. That's by Ortiz. So Fort Morgan now down 1, 50-49. They're going to have to bring their defense out on these three-point shooters for University. Now over to Tate Kimball. A little jump from the left side is no good. Rebounded by Larson for University. Now Kramer gets it up court. Gets it out to Ortiz. He holds the ball out high. Fort Morgan down 1 with 1:44 to go. Now Kramer drives it down the lane. Pulls up the dribble. Gets it to Bueller out at the left wing. Fort Morgan almost steals. Now they're going to call a reach-in foul on Tony Swetzik, and then I think he just picked up a technical also. So we'll see what the call is here. That would be Swetzik's second personal. The push. So for Tony, that will be 3. So go TJ Bauer in for Tony and let him simmer for just a minute here or so. So Drake now goes to the line. And he will shoot the free throws, the technical first, I believe. The first one is up and good. That makes it 51-49. Haven't put the point up yet. They're waiting for it. 51-49. Drake for his second free throw, and that is going to also be good. So now Fort Morgan down by 3. Let's see what's now that it's not a 1-and-1 yet, so they won't. Well, it is a 7-team foul, they say, so it should be a 1-and-1. Let's see what their timeout by Fort Morgan. It's going to be a full timeout, so we'll take one with them. Fort Morgan down 52-49 with 1:32 to go on B106 and B106.com. Brian Nickel with Bob Richardson here at Fort Morgan High School. Fort Morgan down 52-49 with 1:26 to go. University in possession of the ball. Bueller being guarded out high by TJ Bauer. Picks up his dribble, now gets it out to Drake. Drake back to Kramer. Kramer could be called for the double dribble. Now this is where Fort Morgan needs to get some points here. 52-49 with 1:09 to go. Tate Kimball brings the ball up court. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Bueller of University. So Fort Morgan will inbounds far sideline. TJ Bauer to inbounds. 1:04 to go here in the fourth period. They get it into Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball drives it down the lane. This shot is going to be up and no good. Let's see if the foul was on the shot or if it was before. He will go to the line to shoot two for Eric Kimball. And that foul is on number 3, and that is Ortiz. That is 4 for Ortiz. First shot is good by Eric Kimball. Second shot is also good by Kimball. So Kimball is 4 of 4 from the free throw line tonight, 52-51. Fort Morgan now with full court pressure. TJ Bauer. Now Tate Kimball covering. Now it's to Kramer. They're going to call over and back on University. 52.5 seconds to go. Schneider gets it into Tate Kimball. Tate Kimball up to Eric Kimball. Now to Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson to TJ Bauer. Bauer underneath to Eric Kimball. Knocked away from him. Taken away by University. Now they're got a guy wide open down court, and that's Kramer, and he's going to go up with it, and that is going to be no good. He misses a little jump shot, little gimme there at the basket. So Fort Morgan still has life here. 52-51 with 22 seconds to go. TJ Bauer from a three from the corner is off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Kramer, and now a foul is going to be called after Kramer gets the rebound. 16.5 seconds to go. And that foul is going to go against Wes Anderson. 3 on Anderson. And that will send Kramer to the line. Fort Morgan to call a timeout. It's a full timeout, so we'll take one with them here with 16.5 seconds to go. Fort Morgan down 52-51 on B106 and B106.com. Back at Fort Morgan High School, Fort Morgan down 52-51, 16.5 seconds to go. Casey Kramer to the line to shoot. And he will be shooting a 1-and-1. The first one is good by Kramer. So 53-51 for University. Kramer dribbles the ball now. Bends his knees, shot up, and no good. Rebounded to Joey Schneider. Schneider to Tate Kimball. Kimball to TJ Bauer. Bauer from the left corner, up and no good. Rebounded by Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball's shot is up and no good. Rebounded back Eric Kimball with 5 seconds to go. Joey Schneider gets it into TJ. And they're going to call a timeout here with 3.1 seconds to go. Ball will belong to the Fort Morgan Mustangs. 53-51 in favor of University. It's another full timeout, so we'll take one with them on B106 and B106.com. With Bob Richardson, this is Brian Nickel. We have 3.1 seconds to go here in the game. Fort Morgan down 53-51. Fort Morgan to inbounds in front of their bench. So you have TJ Bauer, Joey Schneider, Wes Anderson, Tate Kimball, and Eric Kimball into the game for the Mustangs. And Bueller will be guarding TJ as he throws the ball in. Still haven't got the ball to TJ yet. Ref waiting here. Now they get it to TJ. So TJ gets it into Joey Schneider. Schneider shot it up and no good. Shot up and no good by Wes Anderson. So the Fort Morgan Mustangs had their shot there at the end, but could not get it to fall. So the Mustangs go down to the University Bulldogs 53-51. We will be back with the post-game show on B106 and B106.com. The Mustang post-game show is brought to you by Buildings by Design. Knowing who you can tonight to University 53-51. So we'll go over the scoring here for University. Their leading scorer tonight was Larson with 16, followed by Drake with 10, then Bueller next would be Kramer with 9, then Bueller with 7, Ortiz with 5, McCleve with 2, Cox with 4, and that would be for their 53. For the Fort Morgan Mustangs, their leading scorer tonight was Tony Swetzik with 16. That is followed by Anderson with 12, Eric Kimball with 8, Joey Schneider with 6, TJ Bauer with 7, Tate Kimball with 2, and Joey Schneider with 6. So that will be the 51 points for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Not a lot of free throws tonight. The Fort Morgan Mustangs were 10 of 12 for 83% from the line. University was 7 of 9 for 77%. So not a lot of, didn't come down to winning it at the free throw line. Fort Morgan just had their chances at the end, just couldn't get the ball to go. But I think Bob's got some numbers here on turnovers and rebounds for the game.
Yeah, they had plenty of chances. They out-rebounded the Bulldogs 24-13. But, you know, if you rebound and you can't get them back into the basket, then, I mean, it's kind of tough. You know, they held on. But the turnovers, the Mustangs had 18 total. They had 5 in the first period, 3 in the second period, and then they had 6 in the third period and 4 in the fourth period. And the opponent, Bulldogs, they had 4 in the first period, 1 in the second period. They had 5 in the third period and 4 in the fourth period. The leading rebounders for the Mustangs was Anderson with 13, followed by Snyder with 6, and Eric Kimball with 6, and Weimer with 2, and Swetzik and Bauer had 1 apiece to round out for their 24. The leading rebounder for the University Bulldogs was Kramer with 5, followed by Buehler with 3, McClave with 2, Drake with 3, and then Larson with 1. They just, you know, they were hitting the boards good. Anderson is just, he's dominating on boards for the Mustangs right now. But, you know, they dominated 24-13, and I guess if you don't have to rebound if you're the Bulldogs when, you know, you're picking up the turnovers and you're scoring off the turnovers. That was the key to the game, was the turnovers that were creating scores for the Bulldogs tonight. You take that equation down a little bit, and I think the Bulldogs will come out with a big W.
Yeah, I think it was a game, at least I thought, that the Mustangs should have won, just looking at paper, but that's why they play the games. Fort Morgan didn't handle the full court press real well that was thrown at them by University. They kind of got flustered, and as you said, they threw the ball away at 18 turnovers. But they'll get to try it again tomorrow night. They will be home here to Sterling. Bob and I will be in Sterling to do the girls' game, and that will be at 6:30. That will be on B106 and B106.com. And then to finish out the week, on Friday, both boys and girls have a doubleheader on B106 and B106.com. John Beltran will do those games. The girls' game will be at 5:30. The boys' games will be at 7. So Mustangs now sit at 5-2 on the season. 2 more games this week before Christmas break. Give them a little time off. As we said, just kind of a tough loss here for the Mustangs at home. But they'll rebound. They'll see what they can do tomorrow night against Sterling. So, as we said, tomorrow night, Bob and I will be in Sterling at 6:30 for the girls' game with the Sterling Tigers. And I guess they're playing the music for us to go home, so we're going to go ahead and close this game out here. The sound engineer and producer of Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball has been Braden Godin. The final score tonight, again, is the University Bulldogs 53, the Fort Morgan Mustangs 51. You've been listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com. Good night, everyone.
Good night.